There's 6 money tips for teenagers if you want to make over $1 million. Now, I wish I knew this when I was just starting out, but I'm here to share it with you guys so that you guys can fast track your success on the way to that $1 million mark. Number 1 is to invest in education. Now, I'm not talking about going the traditional route of college, university, and getting yourself into hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt and potentially maybe getting a good job or not, and then having to pay that debt off for the rest of your life. I'm talking about the other route, which they don't want you to know about, which is the self-education route. And that is through courses, mentors, and books. And when you're doing these courses, mentors, or reading these books, you are learning from people that have done what you want to do and are in the position that you want to get to as well. So that is going to help you fast track your success to get to the $1 million mark, because you are going to avoid the mistakes that they didn't avoid, and you are going to learn all the stuff that you need to do in order to get there in the quickest way possible. Whereas in college and university, you are learning from business professors that have never started a business in their lives, and you are pretty much getting a piece of paper and learning all this information that is completely outdated, whereas these courses, these mentors, are up to date. And it's crazy to think that these courses and these mentors are a fraction of what the price of these college and university degrees are, and the ROI is 10 to 15, 20 times more than what a college and university degree will get you. Now, it's very easy to find a course or a mentor or a book because there are so many of them out there now. You know, the luxury of having that in today's day is such a golden opportunity for you guys, because when I started a couple of years ago, it wasn't popular for all these courses, these mentors, and these programs to be out there. We had to kind of figure it all out ourselves. But now there is so much information out there to help you guys out in the best way possible. And some of the great books that you guys want to read as well is books such as Rich Dad, Poor Dad, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich. And then you can get even deeper and deeper as you progress along your journey. And even courses, for example, in mentorships, we have a company, Ecom Sharks. We help and teach people start a successful e-commerce business, right? And the way that we do that is by getting people to come through and learning from all the mistakes that I made in the past and avoiding them, and learning what actually needs to get done in order to succeed with e-commerce. And the link for that is down below if you guys want to go ahead and check that out as well. Number 2 is stop drinking alcohol. Alcohol is not only detrimental to your health, but also to your bank account, right? When you go out on a night out, you are spending upwards of $100 to $200 on alcohol for not only yourself, but you might want to buy some for your friends. And also the feeling that you get afterwards is not great, right? It takes people a couple of days usually to recover from a night out. So not only have you spent that money there, but you've also spent time trying to recover because your brain is all foggy, there's no clarity within the body, and you've just lost yourself a few days of productive work that you could have done towards your goals and your dreams. Alcohol also does not help you make the right and correct decisions. And a lot of people want to look cool when they're out on a night out and they're drinking. They want to buy a couple of bottles, they want to buy more drinks, they want to impress people. And to be honest, deep down, you're kind of fooling people, right? Because you might be seeing as this impressive person, but deep down, you have actually not built yourself up into what you're trying to showcase to the people. And this goes to number 3, stop buying designer items, right? Now, these designer items are not cheap, right? One t-shirt can go to upwards of, $2,000 to $3,000. These puffer jackets, these hoodies, these even up to shorts and shoes can cost thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And that's thousands and thousands of dollars that you guys can put aside into your online business, into yourself, right? And into your own growth. But instead, people buy these designer items to look cool and to impress people that they don't even like, and it's the wrong people to impress. And it's also, once again, same goes back to the alcohol situation. You're just trying to look cool and put on this show when deep down you actually haven't built yourself up to be that person. And I guess it's very important to be confident, and buying designer items might be your way of feeling confident, but it is the wrong way to go about feeling confident, right? The way to feel confident and put on a show is by hitting the gym and getting to really good shape, and then working yourself so much in all avenues where you can walk in and you don't need to have these designer items or, you know, buy 10 bottles in order to feel that confidence level. So instead of dropping your money on designer items and buying a couple of bottles, invest that money back into yourself, into your own growth before you do any of that. Number 4 is to learn a high income skill. Now, high income skills is skills such as copywriting, website development, advertising and marketing, content creation. These are all skills that if you get very, very good at, companies will be willing to pay you a lot of money to acquire your knowledge and your skills, or you can go ahead and build a business around those skills. For example, with e-commerce, right, you build all of these skills such as knowing how to write copy, knowing how to build a website, knowing how advertising and marketing works, knowing how content creation works, and you built up all these skills that you can then go ahead and build successful businesses and businesses that thrive within that industry. And one thing about these high income skills is that even if everything was lost today, your businesses, whatever it may be, no one can ever take away those skills that you've acquired and the knowledge that you've acquired through those skills. So you are really never going to go broke having attained the high skills such as the ones I just explained right before. Now, number 5 is to get a credit card. Now, do not get a credit card to get yourself into more debt. Get a credit card and treat it as a debit card. So for example, if your debit card only has $1,000 on it, then you will not spend more than $1,000 on your credit card. Now, the reason you want to have a credit card is to not only get yourself points, but also build a very good credit system with the banks. Now, the reason you want to build a very good relationship with the banks and with the credit system is so that you can down the line get very good. If you want to get into real estate, if you want to get loans out, you have this relationship set up with the banks where they were going to allow you to borrow money in order to invest into certain investments, maybe get a couple of properties and all of that. And that's the way that you do that is by building up a good credit. And that is by starting out with getting yourself a credit card. But you don't want to treat a credit card like 99% of people that get it and then get themselves into debt. You want to treat it like a debit card so that you're not drilling yourself into a hole that you can't dig yourself out of. Because the way that these credit cards work, and the reason why they work so well with 99% of people, is when people get into debt and unable to pay off their debt, interest accumulates on that amount and they end up getting stuck in paying off that debt over a very long time, and the banks make very good money from it. But you are not going to make that same mistake, because when you get a credit card, you're going to treat it like a debit card so that you do not get yourself into a hole. And when you cannot pay off your debt, your relationship actually gets worse with the banks, and they will not be able to give you loans or anything that you want because you are proven to them that you are unable to pay off the debt that you've accumulated. Number 6 is to work from luxurious places. Now, if you guys want to make a lot of money, you need to be surrounded in environments that are of wealth, richness. And when I was first starting out, I went and worked from hotels, right? The lobby of some of the most luxurious hotels, because you get that feeling of wealth, richness, because it's all around you. The people that are walking in and out are very high class. And what you need to do is surround yourself in those areas, like go to the best cafes and work from there and just get a coffee, right? Go to some of the high class restaurants and maybe order 1 or 2 things. Start surrounding yourself in those environments, because in order for you to get to the next level, you need to think of wealth, right? You need to think in a high level. And the only way you're going to think on a high level is if you have some exposure and surrounding yourself in those environments. It same goes with your friends, right? You want to surround yourself with the best types of friends because you are who you surround yourself with, right? And if you surround yourself with great people, you're going to be a great person. If you surround yourself with losers, then you're going to be a loser as well, right? So your surroundings and your environment is very, very important. And if you're able to go to a very great cafe with a nice view for just, you know, $8, $9 coffee, or go work for free from a hotel lobby, then you may as well capitalize on that. Those are 6 money tips for teenagers if you want to get to the $1 million mark. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button as well. I'm posting a lot more on YouTube, and comment down below what videos that you guys want to see from me, and I'll make sure that I get onto them in future videos.